Yeah. Oh, wow. Seed talk, stuff to make your seeds walk. Let's try this again. Just kidding. We have some behind the stage blooper reel on there. But anyways, we got Precious in the house, and I got to give it up to Precious. I got two of my favorite people to be on Seed Talk because Precious has been in her bag lately. She's been taking off the gloves. She's been, dropping F-bombs, N-bombs. She's just been in her bag, man, and just dropping the intellectual property, but also keeping it very, very, very comical and humorous. She always gonna hit you with that southern accent too, coming straight out of Texas. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my man who wins the Olympic gold medal in all things blurred, or black nerd. He's winning all the events in the blurred Olympics, and that's my man Wayman Earls. And I'm sure this guy is gonna get busy today with this topic when we talk about dating and whatnot. But before we get into that, please donate to Seed Talk, Cash App, $ Logic Man, Venmo at Logic Man, because you know that this platform, this medium called StreamYard is not free, but also we're sharing our intellectual property. So go ahead and donate. But also in the YouTube world, make sure that you're sharing and you're commenting and you're subscribing. Just bang the button. I always tell people and remind people, educate people, and encourage people to support Black businesses through your podcast, because it's one of the easiest way to do it. Press play, walk away. Really that easy. We'd rather you stay and listen to us, but we could be background music as you do chores, you riding to work or whatever. It's all good. Well, with no further ado, I want to jump in today's topic because we got Wayman over there, and this is going to be really interesting. No one does, the blurredness like he does. I'm pretty sure he's got something in his lap that he's going to try to pull out on us during this conversation. Yes, he's got a Thamos hand. So when he's losing any kind of debate or argument on the course of this podcast, he's going to try to snap his fingers and make Precious or us, or me, disappear. Not going to work. Got my force field out.
I'm going to be the one that's still sticking around. Like the one who stick around, that'll be me.
If I got to choose, Precious is sticking around.
Wayman has some of the most interesting dating stories out there. Maybe he'll share with you, some of the dating stories that he has. Okay. All right. Well, the reason why we're talking about dating, we're going to start talking about dating a lot, is because in future episodes, because we like to take the troll bait, we like to take the clickbait, and we need to take it and intellectualize it, you know what I'm saying, and make it, put some education behind it. And there was a list that's been circulating online. It says, I think it was on Little Duval, the comedian's page. He said a group of ladies, made a list of places men shouldn't take women on the first date. 28 things. That's a different number. Never heard 28. I heard a top 5. I heard a top 10, maybe a top 20, but this is the top 28. And it goes a little something like this. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. Number 2, Applebee's. Number 3, Chili's. I feel like instead of having 1, 2, and 3 with those specific places, because that sounds like some serious specific hate, going on there. I think they should have said anything where the dinner or entree meal is not over $30. I think they could have summed it up like that, because that's what that's about. I don't know, or is it maybe Precious can, educate us, or maybe it's just the ambiance too. But I didn't think anything was wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. But anyways, I'll keep going. Number 4, Chipotle. Number 5, Olive Garden. Number 6, the movies. Number 7, your house. Number 8, any fast food chain. I consider Chipotle a fast food chain. If you're ordering while standing up, I think it's a fast food chains, but I digress. Buffalo Wild Wings. Number 9. Number 10, Wingstop. Number 11, Red Lobster. Number 12, a buffet. Number 13, IHOP. Number 14, Denny's. Number 15, the gym. Number 16, church. Number 17, Starbucks. Number 18, coffee dates. Number 19, ice cream dates. Number 20, family functions. Now, I've been there. We don't talk about this one. Take me on like a first or second date to family functions or
That's a red
family
flag.
and friends.
Quick
Number
question.
21, hold on. Number 21, hold that thought. Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, and etc. So it's a home movie night. So that could have, anyways, it's kind of an indicator of like the intellectual and education level and the reflection level of the person who made this list, because a lot of things are kind of repeating themselves on this. But anyways, number 22, somewhere that requires a long drive. Interesting. 23, bowling. Some of these are like traditional, like, you know what I'm saying?
First
Date,
dates.
you
That's
know?
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Number 24, nightclubs. Number 25, a hookah bar. And number 26, a bar just for drinks. So if you're going for a bar just for what else? Food and a fight, yeah, you can go to the bar. But if it's just for drinks, I get what they're saying. I think there's a spot called Steel on Cap Hill, and it just serves drinks. And I think what this person or the group of people are trying to write, why are you just trying to get me intoxicated without no food to kind of pad the alcohol? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they're trying to say. Why are you trying to have me drinking on an empty stomach? Number 27, the Waffle House, and number 28, sports events. Now, you had something on your mind, Wayman. Go ahead and get it out, because I want Precious to take the heck off on this list, because she has some good points, and this is from a woman's perspective. You know, and before we even get started, here's the disclaimer: this list is very heteronormative, of course, because it's women. But you know what? It could be talking about women dating other women too. It didn't say men, or did it? I don't. Oh, it did say men. My bad. It did say women. It said where men should not take women on the first date. So for me, I think that it should just be across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the standards should be the same. And if the standards aren't the same across sexual orientation and sexual preference, you know what I mean? I want to know why. So get in the comments and educate me. You know what I'm saying? If are the standards the same for homosexual relationships, pansexual relationships, you know, bi relationships? Let me know. Wait a minute. I know you wanted to say something, so go ahead and drop.
I lost my train of thought. Let me go ahead and let Precious get on it first.
No,
I'm curious. I'm curious as to how she's gonna jump off on this one.
Oh, she got her passport and everything. Watch out.
Ready to
Runway.
go.
Okay, let me just say that just based off that list, for most of them I do agree with. However, as I told Logic behind stage and on our phone call, I think it just based on the demographics of who you're dating. Such as, I think age plays a role in this, cash bracket played a role in this, where you live at plays a big role in this. Because if you're in a town, my hometown of Killeen, where there's no cheesecake factory or anything like that. Like, there's nothing really quite fancy. Like, the fanciest place there is probably be Red Lobster. There may be a place called Giovanni that's more exclusive, but that's in another town next door. But the point I'm trying to get at is, if you're in a small town like Killeen, those restaurants on your list are pretty much all you really have, unless you plan on traveling to a city next door, which again, they say on the list, they don't plan on driving so far. So trying to go to somewhere fancier, probably not going to happen. Now, I know there's been a situation where, I know there's been that incident where a woman didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. She felt she was too good for the Cheesecake Factory. Hell, that's her damn prerogative. But I was trying to figure, what I would have asked is, did she not know she was going to Cheesecake Factory before she agreed to go on that date? That's the first thing. And while people may say that, oh, well, Cheesecake Factory, that's a good place, it's an expensive place. Well, depending on who you're talking to. Because I've been in Austin now 4 years. Only been to Cheesecake Factory one time. That because my brother invited me out, and with the family, they paid for my meal. Other than that, Cheesecake Factory does not come up in my mind, because they sold me the other nice restaurants around here that to go to. So in all reality, I actually do get why they list those restaurants, but I think what the real problem is, I think why this list even exists, as I was telling Logic on the phone, is that I think a lot of men today don't know how to court, and they lack romance. They lack creativity and they lack romance. They don't really know how to really court women today. I don't think they really know. I'm not sure they ain't taught how, or maybe they just used to the ABC. I do kind of look at women sideways about it because a lot of women are accepting it. So that's probably another problem in itself right there. I mean, some people, like I was telling Logic, I don't accept coffee dates. Y'all can get me out of hell you want to.
Why?
Yeah, what's up with coffee dates?
Huh?
What's up with coffee dates?
Okay, I didn't want to go that deep, but I'm pissing a lot of people off. Coffee dates are cheap dates, and people who offer coffee dates normally it's because they got another line of people, roster of people they already dating. So what they're doing is they put a little change right here. They put a change with this person. They put a little change on this person, and they do that to boost up their chances of them getting some sex. Okay, that's how they really do that. And trust me, I done heard some story about people doing coffee dates. And one time I heard too many stories. Like actually, my homegirl told me the other day, she went to a coffee date. That dude made her pay for her own coffee. And I was like, well, what the fuck you went there for in the coffee date in the first place, ma'am? You played yourself. I would never win. I just laughing, but I wouldn't have went in the first place. Luckily, I've never been asked on the coffee date. I actually been taken on dates. So thank goodness for the men I've dated. They knew better to come at me like that.
Clarify date.
Huh?
Oh, clarify. Don't do this, Wayman. Wayman,
no.
We
gotta do this. We have to do this.
My type of date.
He said just clarify what a date is.
In your mind, what's a date?
In my mind, is you're courting me. You're courting me to see if I'm who you want to go further with.
Yeah, but dating and courting are two different. I think dating and courting are two different.
I have to concur.
Dating and courting. But even if someone want to court me, I'm not accepting no coffee date. I'm just not.
Wayman, Wayman, why are you making a face like that, bro?
I'm not accepting no coffee date. Why would I accept a coffee date when I've been on so many fancy dates? Why would I go back? Backtrack that? I've been on so many fancy dates. Why would I take a coffee date when I know I could do something?
I got an answer for you why you would take a coffee date.
Why?
Because he's a cool dude. What if he was really handsome and he had a good sense of humor, everything that you wanted, but he was just like coffee date? You gonna turn down that opportunity? Seemed like he had really good character.
I would prefer something. I would prefer you took me somewhere else.
I think that's a cat, man. I think you take the date. I think you would take the date.
You really think so? Okay, Logic. You go ahead and think you know me. Like that's some people, like some dude, like say they like to take a walk in the park.
But okay, listen. I think let me first start by saying this. I think it's everybody's. I'm not really tripping off the list. If it's a real one or a fake one or not, I know for sure. For a lot of women, a lot of people, that's a real list. So I'm not really mad at it. I'm not even gonna take it personal if I would, consider even asking a person on a date like that. I'm not even gonna take it personal and feel some kind of way if I've actually done that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm cheap now, just because Precious called me out. I do coffee dates. But what the reason why that is because everybody needs to protect themselves while dating, and their level and sophistication of and their definition of protection is on them. You can't choose that. Every person has a right to have a vetting system of who they want to spend their time with. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, now I do think to help the process to see how you can get the most out of an individual, because that's one thing I do think about. I'm thinking about, do I really have standards on a date? Probably. I would rather not hang out with your homegirls on a first date.
Yeah.
And just like
I never seen that happen before. That's weird for women who do it. That's weird, ladies.
Yeah, there's been but you do make exceptions for some people, because dates are different than dates are like interviews. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you kind of like have a certain amount of information that you want to get. You should, if you're strategic about your dating, if you're serious about your funds, if you're serious about your time, and just even your energy. So the point I'm trying to make is, I think it's important. I think the first level of communication to see if the relationship is going to work is see if that person's communicating their vetting system to you. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I don't do coffee dates. These are my eligible places and experiences for dates. This one sister said, I was like, hey, man, what you want to do? She said, I don't know. I said, all right, just let me know. She said, I don't know. Maybe axe throwing. I was like, okay.
That's different. I mean,
that is different.
Hey, I'm taking.
You know, here's the deal.
On the first date.
We didn't go axe throwing, but I was down to go, even though I really didn't really want to go because it was her. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that kind of sounds like something I'm not really into. You know, it's kind of different. It's almost like the equivalent of asking someone to go to the gun range for on the first date.
I've done that.
I've been asked that and I turned it down.
Yeah.
Right.
I know it might be looking too far into it, but there's something just a tad bit creepy about it.
It's a little too awkward.
Yeah.
And that's a little too, how you put it? Because I've been asked to go to one of them, and I turned that down. I said, you know what? That don't even feel right. I feel like something like that is where you go with your homies than someone on the first date. Especially if it's supposed to be something, especially if it's supposed to be something intimate you try to have established with this person. I believe you should go somewhere you can actually really bond. I don't think shooting, unless that person is really into it, that'd be someone first date. Because I'm glad I didn't.
Well, Wayman made a face. I mean, I just want to ask Wayman, you know, you can get your Thamos gloves out right now, your glove out right now. What's the context where that just seems like a good idea to go to a gun range?
Because it's about thinking out the box. It's about doing something original, something different.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, it's like, especially, you know, and I hate to sound like this, but I have to keep it 100. Here it is. I mean, we're going out here on my dollar. Okay. And unlike a lot of cats, I'm not, you know, because a lot of cats today are expecting sex on the first date. I'm not even expecting sex on the first date. I'm trying to get to know who you are. And I'm trying to do, but see, at the same time, these are questions that need to be asked beforehand. This is where the phone conversation before the date comes in pretty handy. This is where you do your, what you call it, logic vetting. Because you may decide you may not even want to go with this chick. This chick may not want to go with you. Because you may have totally, completely different taste. Now, I could go ahead and take you to, you know, a nice restaurant. I could go ahead and take you to the Capitol Grill. I could take you to Ruth's Chris, you know, but I remember the days where I couldn't do none of that. I didn't have the means.
I don't know. I just think, man, I don't like the whole let's go to an expensive restaurant flex. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I think it depends on your tax bracket and your demographic. I think it all depends on what kind of man or woman you're trying to date. I think it all depends on your lifestyle that plays a role in that. So some people don't need an expensive date, but again, it all depends on what kind of person you are and what kind of man or woman you're dating. And I'm glad that Wayman brought it up because I was about to say, what happened to the phone call conversation? You see, you wouldn't even have to do a coffee date if you was on the phone with these jokes to begin with. I'm like, y'all don't talk on the phone with these people? Like, you best believe I talked to these jokers before I even bothered getting on a date with you. Because I said, I don't know what's wrong with men and women that you can't vet people through a 30-hour-minute call, because I damn sure can. I knew right off the 30 minutes, I said, I do not want to fool with this fool. At all.
You don't want to waste your time.
You don't want to waste your time.
You don't want to waste their time.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this question: Are phone conversations considered dates? Is there such a thing called phone dates? Are they
initial interviews?
But look, I'm not trying to be petty. I'm not trying to be petty or have semantics or anything. But what's the difference between an interview in person or over the phone? If it's a coffee date or whatever, that's a date to me. I bear witness to phone dates because I might not even want to go on a date with you in person if the phone conversation is whack.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's kind of the people love to say they want to go back to old school. Well, that's how they were doing it back then over the phone. If they went on the phone, they met up at
No, old school, you wouldn't even have a say in the matter, Precious. He'd be talking to your daddy.
Yeah, there's that too. So it's just like I'm not sure what happened. Like we
That's
talk about
different.
social media a lot, but you're not using social media to your advantage to learn about people. To know, say, maybe I want to go on a date with this
Yeah,
person.
do your
Maybe I
vetting
don't.
there. Google somebody.
Yeah, Google somebody. It's so weird that people. I said y'all don't pick up the phone to call or talk to anybody anymore. Cause I damn sure did with the last few dudes I went on a date with. We talked on the phone before I went on a date. But say, you know what? I'll go on a date with you. So to me,
Because
that's why I say that's why I said the coffee date to waste. You say, well, I ain't trying to waste my money. Well, you still waste your money because you should just pick up the damn phone. You really want to save money?
That's why I brought up the phone. Let's preempt all that shit right off the bat, and let's go ahead and find out: are you even somebody who's intellectually compatible with me?
I just wonder when you start dating based on a dollar amount, what's the data of the healthiness and the longevity of that relationship? Because here's the issue I have, and I'm gonna let y'all tap into this. I think that some people, men and women, try to predict the quality of the relationship based on the amount of money they spend on the dates. And I think that's highly, highly misleading most of the time, if not every time. Because look,
go ahead.
I had a subscription to the symphony, right? Those tickets are mad expensive. Feel me? So I was a season ticket holder. Now, if I took a woman to the symphony, that's an expensive date. And when I go to the symphony, I want to be classy. For me, that's an experience that's worth the money that I'm putting into it. That's more that's like actually technically going to Top Golf is pretty much the same price as going to the symphony. But me going to Top Golf, you know what I'm saying, buying you wings, some fries, and hitting some white balls out in the middle of a artificial field isn't as fun to me as going to the symphony. But I don't think that the quality of the relationship, even though they are worth the same monetary value, I don't think the quality of relationship has anything to do how much you spent on those 2 dates. It's what was done, what was said, how you unpack that whole thing. You know what I mean? I remember I went to Top Golf one time. It was mad expensive. It was like $150. You know what I'm saying? Because alcohol is expensive also too. And a lot of people that you go out on dates with, they want to drink for numerous reasons. You know, a lot of people go out on dates and they drink because they're nervous as heck. And it helps them, you know what I'm saying, let their hair down, lets them not be as nervous. You know what I'm saying? So you paying for drinks is basically paying for a damn cheap therapist on a date.
I would say.
So I mean, it's just like the quality of the relationship has nothing to do with the dollar amount a lot of times. I mean, but that's a lot of what people are basing their relationships. Oh man, he ain't about nothing. Oh man, she ain't about nothing. You know, don't even like to go to the symphony. She's for the streets. Oh, he didn't even take you to Roof Chris. He for the streets, you know.
See, and that's why I'm out of the game right now. That's why I'm out of the game.
That's one way to look at face value. But the point is, people tend to date and marry who's within the same social economic bracket as themselves. That's just kind of the end game of it all. And what I mean by that is, if let's just say, for instance, like me personally, when I always dine out all the time, my meals sometimes cost between maybe $45 to $70, depending on where I'm at.
That's expensive.
Yeah, sometimes. Hey, I like to eat. I like to go nice places. I take myself out. If I do that for myself, and I go out with a man who don't really spend that much, and he may feel some kind of way spending that much type of money, probably because the money ain't tight like that, or he may not be feeling me like that to spend the money and not don't feel like he's missing out his coins. That's where issues can become in at. Because there's a situation that it was a couple weeks ago actually. Just an example. This woman, this man been dating for some time, and they take turns paying for dates. And I guess he come out of pocket for his dates. Meanwhile, the place that she goes, well, she got the hookup. I guess she's I don't know, maybe she in higher place, I guess the best way to say it. So she got connected. She could get stuff in for free or whatever because of the connection she has. But he felt some kind of way about that because he's spending money. Yeah, ain't that a bitch? He was complaining about something. I was like, you're not paying anything. She's still using her connections for y'all to have a good time.
Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So that's why I say it's not so much of the money. It's so much it's money. Is how you put it. How big of an object money is for you that if you were to spend money, you would have a problem with it.
It's not so much. Would that be? You know, and maybe this is a guess on my end. It's not so much money as it is feeling like you're the man. Feeling like you're the man. The man, you know, we're supposed to pay. That's what makes us feel like men. That's what's establishes. That's one of the things that establishes the ability to provide.
I think that's very Euro too. I think that's whack.
Is it though?
Yeah, you know why? That means that the majority of brothers who ain't got no money have low self-esteem because of that.
Yeah.
That's
we were back in the motherland, we'd be exchanging that for what? We'd be exchanging bride's wealth.
I think that's whack. I think if a brother ain't got money, I think that can be bartered in exchange for and compensated.
Oh, those days are long.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. For other resources like emotion. See, this is the reality that a lot of men. I'm gonna talk to the men, specifically you, Wayman. This is the reality that we have to accept or not in 2023. Okay. You might just have to figure out what void you feel for these women because there's a lot of competition out there. And, you know, she's going to do her vetting. You might just be there for emotional support. She might have another dude that's there for monetary support. She might have another dude that's there for physical intimacy support. She might have another dude that's there.
Snap your ass out of existence. The hell are you talking about? I'm there only for emotional support.
I have another brother who's there for
spiritual.
You might have another brother who's there for spiritual support.
And you can miss me. Find some other cat for your emotional support category. I'm
okay.
not with it.
So let me ask you this question, and I want to hear what Precious got to say. But why do you think that you can be everything to a woman, especially in a dating phase?
Well, see, that's why I'm out the game, because I can't.
Okay, what about when you were in the game?
When because I was in the game,
you were in the game, and
that was my objective. I wanted to be able to fulfill whatever needs she had.
And you know that at times you didn't fulfill it, but you still stuck around and you still dated and you made it to marriage.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that was a whole different subject. We'll discuss that another time. But let's just say since then, I made, and I could go ahead and say it at this point, because of the position that I'm in, I made the mistake of wanting to be everything, all things to a woman. And I am no longer, because I can't do that, I don't know what place I have. What place do I have? I mean, what am I going to do? Say, hey, you want to come with me Thursday to Jet City Saber Guild's dueling practice? Yeah.
Is that what you're doing, Wayman?
That's what I do on Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
To work.
Are you okay? Is that like cosplay or something? Or
no. We practice with we have the sabers, but not the costumes. We're actually practicing dueling lightsabers. It's
What are you exactly practicing for? For there to be like a war, and you're gonna like
no,
defend this?
for like we do performances for places like Children's Hospital and
So it's
whatnot.
performative, yeah.
Yeah, we
So
do
it's like
performances like okay.
cosplay,
And
yeah,
since I'm
yeah.
the resident, token Negro, of course I'm Mace Windu. So, I got the purple lightsaber and all that.
That's
And
dope.
yeah, so and then of course during Comic-Con, we do performances there too, live performances there as well.
Yeah,
And but like I said at the first griot party, that's not something that the sister's gonna be like, girl, I met me a brother who could break down both Jedi and Sith philosophies. Man, I gotta give me some of that. They're not racing to get that.
are there a lot of brothers that do that too
Or
on the platonic sense? I'm not talking about. What I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to like say try to be like are you into some gay stuff? But what I'm saying is, do you have male friends that are even like that though? That's the thing.
not really.
Yeah, so that's not just even a woman thing in your situation. It's just a friendship thing. That's just something that you do within your pocket of predominantly white men. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think us as black people, we navigate white spaces all the time. And we sacrifice solidarity with other black folks because it's just something we like. But I think that's dope that you do that. You know what I'm saying? It will probably make you even better significant other because you do that. Regardless if she does it with you or not, she can do other things with you, like have sex.
You got to get past the fact that I own an Infinity Gauntlet and 3 lightsabers first.
Well, I think you need to make her concentrate on the most important lightsaber, if you know what I mean.
You got to get there first. You don't just jump
Look,
into bed.
and I think that's another
what
thing.
you think we've been talking? What you think about what we've been talking about so far?
And for me, well, I'm trying overall. I think what Wayman was talking about with his own personal hobbies, I think that kind of comes down the line as you go further deeper into dating. That you start to learn about their hobbies and not all hobbies you're going to be interested in, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to keep that in mind. But you should show some sort of enthusiasm towards it. Even if it's not your thing, you should show some sort of enthusiasm that okay, this type of stuff makes this person happy. Let me try to you know, let me try to see what this all about. It may not be my thing, but hey, this person like it, I'm enjoying with this person because I like this person. Now, this is for later down the line, not first dates. So let me go back to first dates in terms of the money thing. And one of my homies said that to me. One of my gay homies told me this. And you know what? The older I get what he's saying. Romance without finance is a nuisance because most things, and to really truly enjoy the fruits in life, it's going to come with some sort of monetary. Dates cost money. You want to go on trips that cost money. Birth control costs money if you don't have insurance. Those things cost money. All the joys that you're trying to have cost money in some shape or form. Now, I know some fellas try to do the cheapest route they probably can, try to do the cheapest, the most efforts possible, such as walking in the park. As I told Logic on the phone, I ain't walking in no fucking park. Not in no Texas heat where it's a 90, 100-degree weather. You got me fucked up. I ain't walking in no park, especially when you don't do it on your own spare time, and neither do I. I ain't walking in no park.
What about wait? Because see, you made a really good point. Not only do demographics add contextual value and mean something in this list of places that are eligible for first dates, but also geographics. Like for Seattle, that's a common date in Seattle. Hiking, that's a common date. Now, there might be some bougie black women, or I shouldn't, or just certain black women who be like, I ain't going on no hike. That's a very common thing in the Pacific Northwest because it is very beautiful and they have a lot of trails here. What if you lived in a place that had a lot of trails? What about that?
I would not mind it because I did a lot of it in Colorado with my brother there. I do love nature. I would have done, but I don't would the reason I wouldn't do it for a first date because it's too secluded. Now, granted, you are walking, it's a beautiful scenery, but I don't trust nobody enough to be in the woods with
Yeah.
somebody. That's just me keeping it 100. Because I'm not sure you heard about this incident that happened in Las Vegas. This girl flew from New York to Las Vegas for a day. I'm not sure y'all remember that. but he was like a bodybuilder or whatever, and they went
Mm,
hiking. And
mm.
it was like 98, 99 degrees, and the girl was getting worn out, but he left her ass behind and she collapsed, and he didn't go back to get her, and she ended up dying on that date. And that was the first date. This happened like maybe 3, 4 years ago. So that's why I want to trust. See, again, I would have vet that man before I even flew anywhere to be going on a first date with anybody.
Mm,
Because you don't know how this person may not give a fuck about you. Look here, you come on the date or not or something.
hmm.
So that's why I say something like that. I would not want to go on the first date. Now, if
That's
I've been
tough.
dating this person, let's say
See,
5 months
Hey,
in, then sure,
you
I'll
think
go hiking.
headache.
wait, do you think before she went on the date she was packing and her friends were like, where are you going? And she's like, I got a really hot date.
Probably, probably.
It was very hot.
Yeah, it was hot, but unfortunately, she lost her life on that date.
What are you gonna say, Wayman?
Just all of this headache.
Yeah.
One big giant ass migraine. Got to worry about whether or not she trusts you. Got to worry about whether or not she thinks you're this. Got to worry about whether or not she thinks she's that. Too much headache. When I could just go to work, come home, hit up the matin, watch YouTube, eat my Cocoa Puffs, and go to sleep.
And that's another thing about dating too. For some people, that you have to maintain a certain image too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's on their first. Everybody on their best behavior in the beginning.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm also talking about like working out and stuff like that. You can't, I know for a lot of people, because he mentioned Cocoa Puffs and just sitting around, just chilling and just resting. No, I'm being serious. I'm being real. I think there's a lot of anecdotal and actual data that says when people are actually in the dating market and like the honeymoon stage of dating, I think they really make a solid effort to promote that image, and then as the relationship goes along, you hear a lot of people say, man, you just kind of letting yourself go away. You know what I'm saying? You kind of letting yourself go. You're gaining a lot of weight, and so then those issues come up. Why you don't work out no more? Because I got you. I ain't got to
Yeah,
work for it. No, I got you. You stuck now. That's why I wanted to lock you down so I could sit around and get big.
and I think I think that's another fear as well, because as you know, like I said, everybody on their best behavior in the first 2, 3 months. That's why I'm not really a fan of the 90-day rule that Steve Harvey came out. So I'm not really a fan of that one. Never was a fan of it. I mean, yes, I've been in a relationship where I never not had. I've been with them for months. I never had sex with them. No,
Mm,
I just no. I need to know who you are and do I want to be sexually connected to you.
mm-hmm.
So that's just how I roll. A lot of bandmates may roll their eyes at it, but at the same time, you feel some kind of by the way about a woman who give it up too soon. So I got to do what's best for me, and me not getting too sexually involved so quickly made me saw them red flags very early for me to dip out,
Yeah.
because
I
sex
think that'd be.
clouds your judgment.
I think that'd be an excellent next topic is the 90-day rule. I'm not really big on that either. It seemed like he was kind of like cloaking that
Yeah, I'm
and
just like
and
I
like
don't even know this
control and
person.
management of women. I'm always skeptical of men who come out with these almost like step by step manuals, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
for women how to, what I'm saying, date properly and court properly and not let a man get over on them. It just screams, what I'm saying, Derek Jackson, you know.
yeah, I'm not really a fan. I'm not hating his hustle. I'm just not a fan of it. Like I don't think these things really work. I don't think these. I don't think those type of rules apply to every situation. This is why I encourage women, especially black women, because I can admit black women don't know how to date. I'm be upfront.
Why you
Black
say
women
that? Why you say black women don't know how to date?
they
Why you
don't know
say
how to
that?
date.
Hold
The
on, I'll
reason
be
why I
right
say
back.
that because wait, say
Yeah,
I'll be
go
right
ahead.
back.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
The reason why I say that because I'm sitting back and I'm watching black women, and and I've been in a group. This is just by my observation, and I'm looking at the type of like when they tell their stories about the man they encounter and it's not going well, and I hear about and I literally see the first 3 sentences, the first red flag. I said, in that one sentence alone, that was your sign right there. And unfortunately for a lot of black women, And my mom, I guess this came from, it may came from a line of Christianity, maybe it came from religion, maybe it's generational. But for many women, a piece of man is better than having no man at all. So when you have that sort of mentality, and for black women, most black women desire a black man. So long that he is black with a black peen to give her black kids, a lot of women don't look no past further than that. It kind of, they don't vet well. And when I mean they don't date well, I'm talking about they don't use discernment with some of these men. And no, before y'all try to come and call me a pick me, no, I'm not. I am observing what is really going on. I'm no way, shape, or form blaming black women for black men behavior or any other dating party they encounter. I'm not. That is on them. I'm referring to how black women respond to it and how they learn from the situation toward the next dating partner or the next dating experience. Because I'm starting to notice some got some very bad data pattern. I'm like, you didn't learn that from the last one? Like, I don't know. But one thing I can say as a black woman, my first relationship that I was in that lasted almost 6 years taught me a whole fucking lot about what I want in a relationship. Like, I'm
Hey,
dodging
wait,
this
wait,
shit.
wait.
Like,
Let me ask you something real quick. Hold that
go ahead.
thought. So the relationship that you was in for 6 years, what were there any indicators while you were dating that suggest that it was going to last for 6 years or 3 years or more?
I was straight out of high school, and that was my first experience with a
Okay.
long-term relationship.
Okay.
That was in my early 20s. Yeah, that was my late teens, early 20s. So I was wet behind the ears. I'm learning what relationship, like a
Right.
authentic relationship is. He was truly my first. So that was me learning all those signs.
Yeah, I think that's kind
So
of common. I think that is
yeah,
relatively common depending on where you are and your access to a variety of people to date. I think a lot of people stay in relationships post high school or post secondary education because they're scared of trying something new. Number
yeah,
two,
there's that.
there's not a lot of competition. And yeah, just like a variation of number one, which is like, you just want to stick with what you used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that. And I think that's what it is. I think a lot of it come out of fear of really trying something new. I'm referring to women in my age bracket and up. The 20s, your 20s is for hiring and firing people out your life. Those are your learning years. But once you have a little bit of dating experience, you should know how to start filtering and start vetting using that discernment of the signs. And you know what? I don't think this person be a suitable person for me. I'm gonna keep it going. Like, you don't have to go on that free dinner date. You already know this man ain't for you. Keep it moving. Don't even bother entertaining it. And just going to the next person. That's how I've gotten to the point in my life. I don't even accept dinner dates anymore. If I'm not feeling a guy, I don't want your free meal. I
Well,
don't want to hear it.
I wanted you to ask you about
Hold
that.
on.
All right,
If
go
I can
ahead.
say something real quick, I gotta say,
Yeah.
Precious, I gotta give it to you for having that integrity to not want to accept somebody's money or free meal when you know that there is no possibility of any future with that person.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother.
That I really gotta give you props on that. Because
And
so many other women out here will be like, no, I'm gonna take the free meal, this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah.
yeah, and the reason why I don't, okay, a lot of women may not like what I'm about to say. This may come off a little haughty, but it's not. But the reason why I don't accept it anymore is because it's got to the point. Look, I have to practice a level of exclusivity to me. I can't just allow just anybody to be in my space. Like, you have to earn to be in my space. You have to earn to want to be in my presence. At this point, it's just not that serious to me. That it's like, nah. If I'm truly feeling you, if I'm really want me to feel, you have to earn it. Other than that, saying, oh, I'm gonna take you on a date, I'm like, if that's all you plan on taking out to dinner, what's after that? If ain't nothing else, there ain't no point in me going on this date with you. Ain't no point. Like, I know I had a few men ask for my number. I said, well, what intention you have in my phone number where to give it to you? I want to get to know and take you out on dinner. I'm like, okay, and then what's after that? Yeah, I don't know, whatever happened. No, ain't no whatever happened. You need to tell me your plan, what you plan on doing my phone number. Because if you ain't got no plans after it, then what's the point of giving you my phone number?
Well, well, the phone number is just to talk. Why can't you just talk?
That's the thing. That's the point I'm getting at. if you don't have a plan after having a conversation and then a dinner date, is that going to continue on? If you don't have a plan for what you plan on doing afterwards, then there's no reason for me to waste your time nor mine.
That part.
Right.
There's no point, because again, this is all go back to, are you dating with intention, or you just want to have somebody to talk to? Like, it's based on go all the way back. What's your intentions?
Are you dating with the purpose?
Are you dating with a purpose? If you just want to have another woman, just like you have another,
what you're alluding to, Precious. Are you dating with a purpose? Do you have a future planned out? Is there something that you really want to do, or are you just sitting here just chilling?
Yeah, are you just want to have a woman just to go on a date with or whatever? Or like my date for me have always been with a purpose. It's always been a purpose. If I'm not doing that, then what's the point of me going on dates with you? That's just me. I thought that's always been the purpose of dating.
Well, like,
now, if you want to do a whole hangout thing, okay, we can hang out, but you better believe I'm probably bringing a clique with me, because we're just hanging out. It's not nothing exclusive.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. People, I think that's kind of what another problem is. I think people are not honest with the intention they have of dating. I don't think they're being honest about it, for men and women. If you just look to get a free meal, okay, go ahead and get a free meal. But I hope that dude's okay with you getting a free meal. Some men.
Well, yeah, I wonder.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not okay with that shit. Don't be sitting up here fucking with my money. Nah, that's bullshit. I'm coming right off the bat. You are not going to get a free meal off of me, and there's no future in this.
What? Wayman, no. Well, you know what? Okay, that's fine. So basically, when what you're saying is whatever you pay on a date is a down payment for a relationship.
Pretty fucking much.
Well, relationships are an investment.
It's an investment. It's an emotional investment. It's an intellectual investment. It's a financial investment. It's a sexual investment. Because I'm pretty sure
that you know what, when Precious said women don't know how to date, the first thing I translated that to, and I modified that statement. I said black people don't know how to date. Because
well, we can say about black. Yeah, we can definitely say black people.
That is such a crass consumer capitalist way to look at dating. To say, again, it goes back to the whole, you value the relationship based on the amount of money you put into it. It's like,
no, that's not.
I'd be dang.
That's not the whole gist of it.
It's not the entire. It's not the gist of it, but that is a factor.
It is a factor.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So how do you? Okay, so you're trying to tell me, how do you feel about people dating specifically for dinner and other resources? So if they're just going out with you and you having a good time, what's wrong with investing in a good time? If you go out with a sister and you having a great time,
and that's where the phone conversation prior to the date comes in.
What?
I'm not here for a good time. I'm there for, like I said, it's about here's the thing. What outcome do you want? Why are you out here dating? Are you out here dating just to fuck? Are you out here dating just to hold somebody's hand and have a good time? Are you just here to watch somebody's ass shake on the dance floor? Are you dating towards marriage? Are you dating towards at least a committed relationship? What is the outcome?
Well, my question would be to you, Wayman, why do you reserve events and experiences like Comic-Con that you're willing to invest money in to have a good time? Why are you willing? Wait, hold on, wait. Let me just ask. Let me finish the question.
Go ahead.
Why are you willing to invest your money just to, no strings attached, to have a good time at a Comic-Con, and a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, on that, but you're not willing to spend like a fraction of that money, like maybe $40 to $50 for a woman who just wants to do the same thing? You're paying for a good time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Number one, Comic-Con for me is about fellowship. It's about a bunch of people who may have felt isolated all their lives, but now they're around people who have similar interests, similar opinions, similar discussions about the franchises that we love. And we celebrate that love together for 4 days. It's a fellowship.
Right. So they have more to offer than... Okay, go ahead.
Whereas with a woman, and I'm just going to keep it real here, the minute I reveal I don't drive, I already know. It's a done deal.
You don't drive?
Don't drive.
The fuck?
You heard.
The fuck?
See? Case in point. Well, actually, I should do it like this. Case in
Why
point.
you can't drive?
Precious, you are hilarious. Why you?
Hold the fuck up. I put my damn glasses on. Hold up. What do you mean you don't drive?
Precious, I gotta hold on. I gotta let me come to your defense. Don't do that. It's 2023 and Uber is a real thing. And
You know
Lyft.
what? That's never going to change the fact that a woman wants to feel like a man is in control, like a man is in charge, and part of that is driving.
Okay,
For a
you know
lot
what?
of women, for a lot of black women in particular.
Okay. Hold up. I understand y'all up in the north. And I know for a lot of people up north, a lot of y'all don't drive. Maybe the insurance too high. A lot of people up north don't know how to drive. Like if they live in Philly, I know people from like Philly, New York. A lot of them don't drive because the insurance too bad. It's too overpopulated. They probably can't afford a car or whatever the case may be. Yours truly down here in the south. You better not start to be telling me you ain't got no car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm keeping 100. Don't you stop to me talking about you ain't got no car.
The first time I go down to Texas, I'm gonna step to you, Precious, and be like, "Yep, I ain't got no car."
Well, that might be a little bit acceptable since you're a guest in her state and you're visiting. So,
Yeah,
but she probably will want you to get a rental car.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. We're friends. Now, if I was stepping to her in a romantic interest, that would be a deal breaker.
I don't think. See, that's you know what? Let me go back to my original prompt. That's the reason why I think. That's the reason why I think that black people don't know how to date is because we're, to a certain degree, I don't think that we should be separating friends from romantic relationships when it's going out on a date. I think you should be able to go out on a date with a person that is up in the air. You don't know yet, but you should still treat them with the same kind of respect, whether a romantic interest or a friend. And I think the reason why a lot of our relationships fail in our community is because we don't know how to be friends. Why should a car be a requirement for a romantic date as opposed to a friendship or platonic date? If a car is requirement, a car is requirement, period. It's transportation.
It's a symbol.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know this. Come on, logic.
No, I know. I'm not saying I don't understand it. I'm just saying I disagree. And I'm just trying to get people to look at it on a different perspective. And I think that's the reason why there's so many flaws and deficits and areas of growth in our relationship is because what does it symbolize? Because a person can drive, and then it goes a little further. What kind of car? What model? What year? You know what I'm saying? It's like, does it make noise when it drives down the street? Is his brakes squeaking? These are all things. Is his check engine light on? Oh, I can't date you. Your check engine
because
light.
Here's the thing. This is me as a woman.
Okay, I think I know what you're about
I
to
never
say.
dated. First off, for start, I never dated a man who did not have a car. Every man I had a car. They all had a car. But so let me just get that out the way. I think what it is for us women, the moment we start giving a man rides, for not all the time, but sometimes that man will start thinking that it's entitled to your car eventually. Eventually, you're gonna think they should be behind that car eventually. That's why I don't keep men in my car.
Now, Wayman, I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, Wayman, because he doesn't know how to drive.
He doesn't drive, but nah.
Wow.
I never picked up a man to put him in my car. Like to me to do all the driving around, nah. No. Now, the only time man been in my car when he went to put gas in it for me. Put gas in my car back, to be fair. Because I had to go from another way. I said, man, I ain't got no gas, man. Because then I was in college here. He's like, I got your gas. We'll just take me to get your gas. And I took him back to his car. He still has his own car.
A man driving a car or not having a car is a damn near the equivalent of a man not having a job. Okay? And it don't matter what you do. You can put gas in the car. You can work on the engine. Just like if you don't have a job, you could be cleaning up the house, you could be washing dishes, you could be doing whatever. No matter what you do around the house, she'll still look at you as a what? Trifling ass, you know what?
I don't know.
How much of an indicator is not having a car or the things on that list of places that you should not take a woman on the first date? How much of that, specifically not having a car, is an indicator of how that person is going to perform in that relationship? How much is it an indicator?
It goes with that ability to provide.
And
Okay.
again, this
Can a person compensate and overcompensate in other
Nope.
areas? If you don't drive, why can't you compensate in other areas?
Nope, because that's always going to be cemented in a woman's mind.
It's the convenience. I guess it's somewhat of a convenience. But again, I think it just it's based on geographics and where you live at. See, somewhere in New York, you may not need a car, so those type of things probably wouldn't matter. But down here in the South, where it'd probably be wise to have a car. It'd be wise to have your car simply for the convenience of it. Because if you're waiting for an Uber, well, you may have to wait for your Uber ride to come up get you, or Uber may be offline, so now I gotta take you home.
Yeah, it's really, the more and more we talk about it, it's like not having a car is like a disability. You're gonna get turned down. Like if you bipolar,
Yeah, it's a
not
sign of
having a car is
maturity.
pretty much the same thing.
It's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of oh, this guy has gone through whatever weird rites of passage in the black community, especially the black community. Oh, he's moved beyond childish things.
So Wayman, so you saying you suffer from vehicular immaturity?
No, I suffer from I'm gonna do what makes me comfortable. Driving does not make me comfortable.
So do you lack the ability?
So it is connected to a trauma. Then it is connected to a disability.
It's connected to a fear of crashing into a goddamn car or
light or
going off the highway.
So
you have to pay attention to so many things.
Here's the deal. This is one of the magnificent and brilliant and convenient things about social media. It's just like being in a biker group, right? In a biker club.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have a hard time being in a biker club, dating a woman in a biker club if you don't ride a bike.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is just like people go on, biker club websites and find out where the next, event is, and they join a biker club. There's probably websites out there for dating without a car.
No, not really. I actually looked that up. There's not really.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
No.
Well, looks like you got a $1 million app, in your back pocket that you need to patent, because I know that would sell. Dating without a car would definitely sell.
To who?
People without cars and who be dating.
I'm going to say this, and this is going to piss some people off. But for a black man, you know what that'll open him up to?
White woman.
No, not just white women. Fat, stank, bloated, cheesy back, 12 sandwich eating, gelatin ass, motherfucker. Please don't call me a bitch in front of the kids, white women.
Oh my God.
we go.
Precious.
Yeah.
Met your match. He has snapped his fingers. Thamos, go ahead, Wayman. Has snapped his fingers. Lord have mercy.
Come on. Are we being honest? Are we being honest here? Are we being honest? No, if we're gonna be honest, let's be honest. The only women that would accept any man, but especially a black man, the only women that would accept a man like that is the ones that Robin Harris was talking about back in the day. You can tell them anyway, hey, bitch, I'm going to the moon. I'll be back in a couple of days. Well, you be careful. I don't want to happen to you now, baby.
But you know what, though?
Because I love you. Hold on. And please don't call me a bitch in front of the kids. All right, I'll be back in a couple of days. God damn.
But you know what? We laughing, though, but Wayman does make a good point. Wayman may not need to drive at all, because there are women who are still willing to date men who don't have those attributes. I mean, we got women who date men who ain't got no job.
I'm thinking, look, here's the deal, man.
I'm just gonna be one of the women.
If
Got me
if
fucked up.
we can trend going to thrift shops and putting together outfits, and that being the new designer gear is thrift shop, attire. You know what I'm saying? I think there is a lane for everybody. You can't sit here and tell me that back in the day when we were little kids, Wayman, that you was pulling anybody by saying I'm wearing someone else's clothes that they wore. No, that would
No, of
be a
course
negative.
not.
You could even wear someone else's starter back in the day. Like who's you if you wore your big brother starter back in the day, they would clown you. Especially some shoes. Nowadays, you can go to the thrift shop and get some dirty, distressed jeans, some dirty, distressed dress shoes, throw a little bit of polish on them, get a suit jacket from the same thrift shop, and then walk around, you know what I'm saying? And be like, where'd you get that outfit? Man, Goodwill in Bellevue. That becomes a flex that you went to the Goodwill in a good neighborhood as opposed to like Burien. Don't go to the book. Don't go to the Goodyear
But
and
you know what
Burien.
though, Logic, you reminded you talking about that kind of remind me of that whole thing with Tiffany Haddish was trying to do. We're trying to hook homeless people up with women.
Jesus.
That bitch was out of her mind.
I gotta
Every
agree
Well,
with you
year.
there, Precious.
Say
well,
what you
I
say?
was. Why
I
do
said
you
I
say
gotta
she's
agree
out
with
of?
you there.
Why do you think she's out of her mind? I have
She
my
out of her
reasons.
mind because why are you trying to hook a homeless man who obviously don't have their life together with a woman? Like to me, you that's why I say
Hook
women
him up
got
with a
that's why I say
job. That's what I'm saying.
not only that, not only
Hook him
that.
up
See,
with a
this is why I
job.
tell but this is why I have to tell women you need to be careful when you're dating out here because some of them are trying to I think society is trying to push women to be as shock absorbers to for them to put them in place to pick up the slack on something. So, hey, a homeless man in the street, give him a woman, she'll get him off the street. You trying to push that problems of that man that he has going on with himself on a woman, and more than likely she's going to suffer the consequences of it. She more than likely than not is going to suffer for it. So for Tiffany Haddish to be coming up with something like that, coming out her ass like that, she wrong. Like if you
Well,
truly want to help
first,
homeless people out, if you truly want to help homeless people out, you should help them figure out why they're homeless in the first place.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I would hook them up with some mental health support. I will have to push back a little bit. And I'm not trying to nitpick or anything. I think most homeless people do have jobs. I think panhandling is a job. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I do believe too.
I think it's a job. Wayman, come on, bro.
I think it is
We've
You're
too.
all
talking to
lived long
somebody who was
lives.
homeless.
That's what I'm about
Panhandling
to
is not a
say.
job.
Okay, all right. Did you ever
I call
panhandle?
I call bullshit. I
Yes.
think they are because I be looking at
Oh,
how your
okay.
shoes look so clean and all, and you out here begging for money, but you don't look too dirty.
Yeah. All right. I think panhandling is a job. But anyways, number two thing is I think the Tiffany Haddish thing, pulling homeless people off the street is irresponsible. Number one, because she ain't. That's not how she's trying to find her significant other. That's
Damn
number
sure
one.
is.
Facts.
And then number two, living on the street comes with a very specific, unique trauma that needs to be fleshed out of their system before you be trying to hook them up with a significant other. Seriously,
And a galactic
you need
fact.
their next partner, their next significant other should be a mental health professional. Seriously, because
I agree.
you go through stuff on the street, you know, that's way beyond volunteer camping. That's where homelessness in the inner city goes beyond just, volunteer camping. It goes into other things, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what they've been through on the street, you know what I mean? So I think we need a part two on this, man, because we didn't really go deep into it because I wanted to get on that list a little bit because I don't think there's anything on what on this list is an indicator for a good relationship, though. Or, I think
Well,
you could follow
Look
this.
here.
I
let's go
feel
at
like
least through
I,
half the
I,
list.
look, I feel like you could follow this list to a T that this person put out there that look
I
Duval.
know one thing. Absolutely. You know, I can tolerate maybe tolerate depending on where I'm at the time I asked out. But the one thing I'm not going on the first date is a church. I'm not going to church on the first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about
I
all
don't think
that. No,
any of
I want
the
to see how you move for
I don't see
real.
what the problem is with Cheesecake Factory.
me either. Yeah.
I don't care
What's the
about all
problem
that.
with the Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake Factory. I
Yeah.
don't honestly. It's one of them places at it when it comes to days of food. It doesn't literally. I don't have nothing against it. I just literally don't think of it because I've been to so many other good restaurants that I would rather choose from that. But that's
I
just me
think
though.
and in the sports event, like who's doing this survey, man? You take someone to like a playoff game. I mean, I
I'll
went
take
for
you to a Seahawks game. We're in the playoffs. Come on now.
Yeah. That's what I said. What kind of sporting event? Because I went to the NBA game and that shit was live as hell.
exactly. We ain't talking about the fifth grade AAU at the local community center. We're not talking about that sporting
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember I went to a playoff game against the Orlando Magic versus dang, I want to say it was the Chicago Bulls. It was someone it was the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks. And it was game 1 back in the day. Funny because I got stood up on a long distance date, so I just decided to go to the game by myself. I'd be damned if some woman on the first day said they didn't want to go to that game. It was off the hook. It was a home game in Orlando. It was a celebration. It was tight,
That
man.
just
It was
sounds
tight.
wild. What year was this?
Oh shoot, it's probably 2004, 2005. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it was
So
off the hook, man.
this was
Orlando
right
knew how to
after
put on a show.
this was a year after they drafted Dwight.
Maybe so, maybe so. But I
Yeah.
remember
So he
Atlanta.
was,
I remember, I went because Atlanta, Jamal Crawford was playing. He's from Seattle, so I got to see him play in a playoff game. So that was dope. I put that on my bucket
the
list
hell, man. Why would you not want to go see a top tier playoff game?
because they're not in the sports. I think a lot of women who wrote that or who contributed to that list aren't into sports. I don't know not near one woman who played a sport or who's in a sport who would not want to go to a sporting event.
I mean, I
Again,
went
I
before.
just
And
think there's
I
some,
went. I went before, and it was fun.
and see,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I just think that's the thing that's so daunting about dating. I think, based on what you read of that list, I mean, there's just too many women here who have their standards way up here, probably because they're making, pulling 6 figures. And good for them. But it's like, okay, if this is what you're expecting, this particular snooty little up in the nose of your air going to events where your only response to it is bravo, bravo. If that's what you're into, then yeah, leave me out of it.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, what about like a comedy show or a spoken word um performance? What do y'all think about that for a first date?
I
I
think
think that's
those are
cool.
great.
I think that was
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
Spoken word, stand-up comedy. Hell yeah.
Mhm. I specifically like those two because most times they're gonna make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Even a bad comedy performance or a bad spoken word performance, especially if the date has a good sense of humor, even if it's bad, it's gonna be great fodder. You know what I'm saying for conversation.
You
Even
know,
even a place that's like a restaurant, they have like a dance floor. I don't know if anything like Austin got it. They probably do. It's probably more down south. I haven't been to one, but I've always been seeing like some place that have like a really nice dining, and they have like a dance floor for people to dance on. That'd be another good first date for people to know dance. It don't necessarily have to be a club, but when a restaurant got a dance floor in, I think Austin got one, but I think it's more further down south. But I think that also be a good day. Go dancing.
Yeah. I actually do like dancing for a first dance. It's actually fun if
And
you know how to dance, though. That's the
yeah,
thing.
and that's another problem. I think me and some friends were talking about this the other day that we noticed a lot of men today don't know how to dance. Whether
Yeah.
they don't know how or they
Well, a
not
lot
on
of
the dance
people.
floor.
I don't know. I hate to keep doing this, but a lot of people, period, just don't. You'd be surprised how many women don't know how to dance, though. Precious, for real.
I don't know how to dance either, but when a man asks me, I come on, I dance. I don't know how to dance,
See?
but if a man asks me, hey, you dance with me, sure, I'll make it work.
Let me ask y'all something real quick. Oh, I want to keep going. We're gonna have to have a part 2 and 3 on this. I love these dating episodes, man. Y'all got to commit to a series of this, and we got to commit. Hey, man, And when we get off this podcast, Wayman, you got to send me your address, and I'm gonna log on to Amazon. I'm gonna send you a circle light to your house, man, so you can get some lighting, bro, so we can see your
No,
features.
I'll be fine. I just gotta get some damn bulbs and stop being lazy.
No, I'm just messing with you. But in all seriousness, I have a question for you. When you out on a date and you going dancing, would you go out? Would you go? See, I want to have another episode where us men, me and Wayman and I make our list of places that are do's and don'ts on the first date. Wayman, what you think about going dancing on the first date, or period?
I think it depends on where you're going. It's like if you go like to a concert, you're just dancing, standing at the seat, or you go to a club. I don't really frequent clubs a whole lot, but I would think anywhere where they have a dance floor, depending on what genre, yeah, why not?
Oh, okay, I never knew you was the type. In all seriousness, I never knew you was the type of cat to dance.
I was nicknamed MC Manor for a reason, dude.
Were you? I didn't know that.
Let me find out where we can cut a rug.
No,
Okay, back in the day, ask anybody. I was named MC Man. I was nicknamed MC Manor for a reason.
Okay. Yeah, I was a big dancer back in the day too. I still can dance. You know what I'm saying? I like to dance. Let me ask y'all another question before we jump off. I want to ask. I've been dying to ask y'all living to ask this question. You go out on a date with someone, right? And they're dancing to a song that you don't necessarily like, so they solo dance. That happens sometimes. I'm not getting up and dancing on every song. I'm gonna make the DJ work. That's just me. So your date gets up and they start dancing by themselves. Would you tolerate them dancing with someone else?
Hell, you're trying to piss me off tonight. You're trying to piss me off tonight. Fuck no.
What is going on?
No, I'd walk off right there.
Talk is no longer a family show.
Man, you should know. You should know that man had me and
I break out my wallet.
It's a family show.
Tip, bye. Leave her ass right there.
You're leaving?
Leaving, bouncing, jetting.
I don't know.
Ghosting.
I don't know if I will feel. I'll probably like, damn.
Audi 5000.
You said what?
Audi 5000.
Hold on, I'm trying to hear what Precious got to say. What?
Like, I don't know. I feel ambivalent about that. It's like, did he ask me to dance, or he just left me at the table to go to the dance floor, dance with some other woman? I mean, if he did that shit, I just
It just started off. That's why I gave some background, some context. It started off like the song came on. Let's just say, one of those cheesy songs came on that you don't really want to dance to, like "This is how we do it." Boom. So he was like,
"I'm gonna get my ass up and I'm gonna dance with the woman."
But listen. And he was like, "Oh, that's the cat." And you're like, "Ah, no, I'm good. I got the heels on. I'm not getting up for that. If he plays something else, if he play Genuine Pony, I'll get up." So he gets up and starts dancing, and someone comes over and starts dancing with him. Would you tolerate that?
Probably would.
Okay.
I probably would.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. How much would you you just leaving?
Because it's just dancing.
Yeah. Hey, Wayman, let me ask you another question. What if she gets up and starts dancing with a woman that looks better than you? I mean, better than her, that you're attracted to. Would you allow that?
No.
Would you tolerate that? Okay.
No. I don't care, male, female, whatever. No.
All right. How much you tolerating on the first date, or any date for that matter? Electronic hygiene. What if they is always on their phone, just blah 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 blah? How much you tolerating, and what you gonna do? You out? God dang!
I personally put my phone on silent when I'm on a date.
Thank you.
I put it away and I put it on silent. I don't do it when
it's rude as hell.
He has stepped away, like he went to the restaurant or something, which never happens. I'll probably check my phone, my message, see everything I missed. Other than that, I don't personally be on my phone. I think that's just common courtesy. I'm not a person. I'm not really a fan of people who be on their phone a lot. But luckily, thankfully, again, I have not been on a date with a man who did that. So,
okay,
I've been on a man who did that. So, knock on wood.
You just gonna get up and leave, Wayman?
I love Wayman, man.
You have to understand, a lot of things have changed for me since I've gotten older. Because I can't, I won't tolerate it. And You know what I'm talking about, Logic, but thank our mutual friend for that.
Why you say that?
What mutual friend?
Why you say that?
Thank our mutual friend. She has let me know what I can and cannot and will not tolerate.
Man.
She changed a lot for me on the dating scene.
Why? Because you were doing stuff that was inappropriate?
Partly, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I wasn't. But at the same token, in the time in the 4 years that we've been broken up,
Hold on, continue.
and that we've been friends, there have been some things that have been just, I don't know any other way to describe it other than hellish.
What's been hellish? What are you referring to? What's been hellish?
See, I don't want to put her business out there like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were talking. I thought you were saying dating has been hellish since you left her.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm saying that the relating to her has been hellish because it's an argument all the time. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I feel you in the sense that as you get older, you have less energy to do certain things.
Exactly.
That you don't that aren't necessary. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's just like that stuff that just ain't necessary. You're like, that's why I said it's a different flex. It's an unnecessary flex to go to Roof Steakhouse and drop $200 and then tip $25 to $30 for service. That's a $225 to $30, date. And that has nothing to do with whether sex is going to come before or after it or nothing like that. It's just that's an unnecessary flex for me at 48 years young. Like, what's the point? I'm not saying there isn't a point. I'm trying to ask you, what is the point? Now, if we go out on this date and it's like it has many different components to it and different arms to it, like we having fun. Oh man, don't let it be like a business date too. Like we trying to figure out how we gonna, make money or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I see that. That's an investment. You know what I mean? But if we just talking about going on a $230 date when I can cook just as good, if not better than the people back there, you know what I'm saying? Chefing it up. I think that's
But here's the thing. Nobody's going to your house on the first date. Now, if you want to talk about way later down the line and you want to cook, that's different. I'm talking about a first date. I'm not going to no man's house on the first date.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh,
Ever.
Yeah. That goes without saying. And that's why, I wasn't really mad at a lot of things on that list anyways, on that 28 item list of the first days, because I know a lot of that stuff is connected to safety. You feel me? Like, I'm not, it's not even an option for me on the first date or shoot, a lot of dates for me to even ask a woman to come over to my house. Man, I won't even ask. It's not even an option for me to come pick you up. I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm proposing. What do you feel comfortable doing as we move forward? Oh, you can come pick me up, or just drop the location. I'll meet you. Oh Lord, what's going on with the Thamos again?
That's just like on drinking, like going out for a drink. I don't trust those type of dates either. Because normally, usually when a man is trying, because women, it's easier to get women drunk than men. So for a lot of men, that's what be their end game is to get you drunk in the hopes, keyword, in the hopes that you will come home or come to the place.
Why would you even want somebody who's drunk?
I mean, there is that, but
I don't get that.
Again, it never happened to me. I know one guy tried to tempt that. I said, well, bro, I got a good tolerance level, so my brain's still in the right place. You're not, we ain't finna do that, but I'm up out of here though.
You said, why would you? Because for some people, alcohol is a stimulant. And I've dated women before who have either disclosed that they've drank before, you know, you know what I'm saying, connecting with me. It's just like, whatever, get in the mood, or to, like I said before, to a little bit, get their confidence up, but
Mhm.
but the drunk thing, yeah, that's a whole different story. There's a big difference between having a drink to loosen up, you know what I mean,
Right.
and let your guard down in a responsible way, to getting just, drunk, and then,
Stop it.
like,
So, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah, man.
personally, I never, honestly, I don't really, I intentionally do not drink on dates.
Yeah.
I intentionally choose. They ask, well, you sure, you can get some wine if you want. I said, I'm good. Give me my lemonade and call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing for me, man. Like, I stopped drinking because, it wasn't doing nothing for me. And I've noticed, like Wayman was saying, that's why I can understand what he's saying. Like, not drinking on dates. And I didn't drink until I was 30 anyways. But I'm getting reintroduced to me prior, to me drinking. It's a different experience. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I tolerate more when I drink as opposed to when I don't. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If I'm nursing a drink or something like that, I'm gonna tolerate some other people that are, drinking too, because we all drinking. But when you're sober and you're looking around and you're like, this is a little bit different. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this. So that also the reason why some people like to drink, so they can be in the company of other people, that drink, so they won't feel alone. You know what I mean? And
That's
we have
one
to
hell of a escape.
remember, would you say?
That's one hell of a escape. I think
Yeah.
it's another
We have
escape
to
of reality.
remember, like we normalize alcoholism in American culture.
Oh yeah.
We was talking about
Oh
Suits. Remember we was talking about Suits earlier, Precious? And I
yeah.
just be watching that, and I'm like, damn, these cats drink a lot.
Yeah, they just every time they keep scotching their damn office.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, I'm like, oh, let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. And then when you don't drink, you start to notice this stuff, like, damn, we've really normalized, what I'm saying, alcohol addiction. It's
But I
crazy.
don't know if that's a really American thing though. But I would say it's European based though, because
Yeah,
even if you look with the Scottish, like Scotland, Germany, they
yeah,
be drinking very very early in their I would say even with Hispanics, honestly, they start drinking early in their early teens. Not saying
yeah.
that black people don't do it, but I don't think that's really like in our culture to really do off bad to drink so early. But I could be wrong.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know as many black kids who started drinking early compared to other ethnicities. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Wayman, why don't you kick it off, man? Let's, as we close out. We've been on here for about a hour, almost an hour and a
Hour
half.
and a half.
Oh man, I would love to do a part two. Have y'all
Here's the
come back.
thing, and it was just, this is definitely needs a part two. I agree with you both. I hope you both can participate in that. Here's the thing, it's hard for me to speak on this because I have my own unique situation. But what I would say to other people, real simple: find somebody who accepts you for you, just as you are. I do agree with Logic in that there is a lane for everyone to a certain extent. I think
Mm-hmm.
there are limits. I think there are some lines that just won't be crossed. But I do think for the vast majority of people out here, you have a shot at finding someone who makes you happy and guarantees you won't be alone forever.
Hmm. Well said. Well said. I'll go next. I want to say, like, for me, the plan of action is, I'm gonna just um piggyback and add on to what Wayman was saying. Date with a purpose, and even if the purpose is just to have fun, even if the purpose is, um to find someone that you can have a safe place to talk about your day. You know what I'm saying? Um, have some intentionality when it comes to dating, and then be clear and kind and communicate that intentionality with somebody. Well, what you think your plan of action is, Precious?
Um, I don't have a plan of action for myself simply because I'm already on my plan of action. I can't speak for the rest of the community, so I think as a community, I think black men and black women need to learn how to date better. If that's truly what they if they're looking to get married or whatever, you're going to have to improve your dating skills. And that comes from your discernment and that comes with your vetting. Because if you're poor in both areas, your dating decisions and options going to be poor. And I know I said earlier that black women don't know how to date. Well, Lottie made a good point. Black men don't know how to date well either, because the whole young G and Jeannie Mai situation is kind of a prime example of that, because you married a woman knowing full well what she said, and for some reason you didn't find okay with it. So why did you find? So again, that was his bad vetting skill that he didn't take into consideration. But that's another topic for another time. And also, as we say, there's a lane for everybody. And when you're in your own lane, you ain't got to swerve or call somebody else to crash their car because you're not in the same lane as theirs.
Mm-hmm.
There, if you don't want a woman who's that bougie or up in the nose, then find yourself a down to earth girl, because they plenty around here. And don't sit there and say they ain't around, because I see them women every damn day on my news feed. They are around. The thing is, you're probably not really into those women you think you are, or you're not into those men you think you are. You really want another type of person with those type of quality. But the funny thing about it is, the person who gives you the thrill is not going to be the same person who gives you stability. A lot of times they're not. And I think that's a harsh reality I think a lot of people have not come to terms with. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, start being honest with yourself and what exactly you're looking for. Are you just dating for fun? You just want to get some rum? Do you want to get married? You don't want to get married? Be honest with yourself and be honest with the people you encounter. And that way, if you do all that, just maybe, your dating experience could just be very good. And that's all I got.
Okay. Hey, man, this has been a good episode. Like I said, make sure that you are, sharing and commenting, what I'm saying, out here. We want to know what you got to say about, what I'm saying, dating and whatnot. I want to touch on, how do we revolutionize dating and make it a tool, for healing in our community. And beyond just something. Dang, she said no already.
Nah,
Dang.
dating and healing don't go hand in hand, baby. Healing's a whole different subject from dating.
Really? Okay.
Disagree.
Is Wayman over there not that Wayman? No way. This man, what in the God dang. God dang. God dang. It's the first exclusive. The first person on Z Talk to fall asleep or take a nap. God dang.
I knew I should have got me energy drink.
Hey, Precious, talking about I stay woke.
Dang, are we that boring? Let me put you to sleep.
Oh man. All right, man. Hey, make sure you guys share this. Make sure you guys comment. If y'all want to be on C Talk, make sure you inbox me. Make sure you donate to C Talk. Cash App, Logic Men, Venmo, at Logic Men. Make sure you donate to C Talk for all people.
No, I'm going to snap myself out of existence.
Make sure you donate to the closest person with sleep apnea next to you. This man, someone walked into his apartment and hit him with a nap bomb. Just boom. You know we love you, Wayman, man, but you can't be lobbing them up like that for us, bro. You can't, man. And on that note, we out. We love you.